Hello, my name is Emma Rushton, and this is my oral presentation for case management. I came across an article called The Role of Empathy Within Case Management, which I felt directly related to our Lesson 2, Attitudes of a Case Manager. The article was written by Arthur Lindbach and Elizabeth Engelberg. This was a very interesting article because it discusses empathy in different ways and how it's used and how it's a choice many times to be empathetic. And then it took this approach of, well, what is empathy and how do we portray that to our clients appropriately? The article kind of discusses two different types of empathy. Is empathy where, as a case manager, we would take on the emotions and feelings and put ourselves in the same situation, almost figuratively speaking, as the client? Or is it where we are just able to understand and relate to the client's situation? And basically the article came down to say that it's a balance of both. If we were to completely become emotionally involved in a client's situation, feelings, emotion, the burnout rate would be very high. But yet we do need to be able to connect and give a sense of affirmation that we do understand. Now, there has never been, according to the article, any scientific research stating that empathy does make a difference in sessions between a case manager and a client. However, there has been evidence-based practices that say it is helpful and does improve treatment for the clients themselves. I felt this directly related to the Attitudes of a Case Manager, Lesson 2 for us, because it talks about our role as a case manager. How are we supposed to present ourselves? How are we supposed to act and respond to our clients? It's important to be client-focused, client-based. And in order to do that, I believe empathy has got to be a big part of that process. Because it's not about how we're feeling, what we want. It's about what they want, what they need. And in order to meet that need, we kind of have to meet them in the middle, where they're at, because again, it's not about us at all, it's about them. Without any empathy, I don't think we'd be able to meet the goal of the client. If we can't understand or relate to where they're at, that relationship wouldn't grow, there wouldn't be that bond there. It'd be very difficult to develop that client case manager relationship that would need to take place to build that trust. I believe it all starts with empathy, how you present yourself, and that's basically what the role of empathy within a case management is about. That article, how we relate to these clients is important, and that's the number one step in creating a relationship is through empathy and continuing to be empathetic. It doesn't mean that we have to take on their problems, but it does mean that we have to understand and listen and develop that relationship and imagine what it would be like to be in that client's shoes. How would we want to be treated? How would we want to be spoken to? Would we want help if we were that client? And the answer is probably yes. We would want help. We would want respect and understanding, and we would want to feel affirmation. And that all stems from empathy. So all in all, I felt this article was really pertinent to case management. Without empathy, how would we succeed helping these clients? How would we succeed in developing a relationship with these clients? How would we understand? It's nearly impossible to connect with anybody without empathy, whether it's in the office as a case manager or at the grocery store bumping into some stranger, that's maybe having a hard day. Without empathy for people, it is impossible to build a relationship and to give back. It defines who we are as people and how we connect. So I do feel like that is important, especially in the case management aspect of things. We've got to be able to relate and understand what a client is going through hypothetically as best as we can. We might not be able to relate completely, but we have to try to understand the emotions that they may be feeling, the situation that they may be going through. And the only way to do that is through empathy. So I do feel like this article directly relates, and it was a very interesting read. I would suggest it to anybody that's interested, and thank you very much.